My name is Shamim, and I'm actually a GP, and I work in Liverpool as a GP full time, and I am actually Nicholas's mother. Nicholas actually lived at home with me. Before you came in place, I was actually divorced at the time and living on my own with the children. And Nick's got another brother, the one that's 5 years younger than him, that has the same difficulties that he has. And life was just chaotic. Nicholas was just, he was just, you know, one of three severely autistic people living in the house. And it was difficult for me to share my attention between the boys. When we first needed you in, Nicholas actually had been sectioned and taken to a secure unit for learning disability people. And when I look back, he shouldn't really have been there, because if we'd have managed to get IDEM in beforehand, then we could have managed it, but it ended up being a crash. And that's when IDEM Living came into play, and you went to see him in the secure unit that he was in hospital, and you got to know him. You transported him to his usual school, so there was no disruption in school. You learnt what his likes and dislikes were. I mean, when actually somebody else bathed him for the first time, I just couldn't believe it, because all his life the only person that used to be able to wash him was me. What's life like for Nick? Well, if he could talk, I'm sure he would say he was just living in his own home with his own new family. I think he's got his permanent home now with IDEM Living. I certainly would recommend IDEM. I couldn't praise them enough. You know, it's just so wonderful.